Hey guys, what's up? Esti-Fit chick here. So, week 9 update. Week 9 was a rough week for me. I don't know why, it was just really hard. I had a lot of cravings. I just wasn't really feeling satisfied after my meals. I was feeling a little more tired than usual. So I wasn't feeling as motivated to go work out, but I definitely did. But my diet was not on point this week. That's gonna happen sometimes. I had pizza. Like everybody was talking about pizza at work, and there was just like pizza everywhere, and just everywhere I turned there was pizza. So I had some pizza. And then I had some cake. Yep, I had some cake. So it's just one of those things. Now, what's really hard is not to feel guilty about that sometimes when you feel like you're off track and that sort of thing. So usually I can do a pretty good job, but usually I don't have like 2 cheat type things in a week. So for me, that was a little bit harder. So it was good to have those things. And I do, usually when I have those days, my workouts are really good because the additional carbs like really fuel my workout. So my workouts were good. The days after I had the cheats, I was feeling more energized. Sometimes I do kind of get a little bit of like a food hangover though, when I do have a cheat meal. So initially the next morning I may feel kind of blah. But then once I get to the gym and I start working out, like I can really push through my workout. So that's the positive side of things. But also I do notice that when I have cheat days, the things that are in those foods, they affect me mentally a lot. They can really mess with my head, and not just like, oh, I had a cheat and I feel bad about that. Even if I'm past that, there's something mentally where I just don't feel good about myself. I don't feel good about my progress. Like it messes with my image of myself. So that's something that I have to weigh when I do decide to have, you know, a cheat meal, or when I do go off track. First of all, sometimes it can be hard for me to get back on track, so I really have to rein that in. And then also how it affects me mentally is really important, because a lot of fitness and achieving your goals is that mental part of it. You want to stay positive, you want to stay focused, and you want to have a clear vision of what you actually look like. So the funny thing about it is one of the days I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, okay. Like I'm looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and take my measurements now. Now I lost, just in the 2 weeks since I measured myself, almost, I'd say like 3/4 of an inch in my waist. And I can't remember the last time that my waist was this small. So that was really exciting. The rest of me is, I lost some in my bicep area. So I'm a little bit smaller there. My shoulders are about the same. My chest is about the same. My hips are the same. And my legs, my thighs are about the same. I did lose a little bit in my calves, which is great because I feel like I have, just because of my ankle injuries, I have more fat in that area just because my muscle had atrophied because I wasn't able to work it. And now that I've had an ankle injury in both of my legs, for a while, my left calf was actually much larger than my right calf. There was a good 1 to 1.5 inch difference. So building up that muscle, but I still need to really work on sculpting those. So I was excited to see that my calves were a little bit smaller because they almost continuously stay about the same. Now with my ankle injuries, it's been quite some time since I worked calves, so I just recently worked them again without even any weight, just doing calf raises body weight. Whew. Oh my goodness, I did I think 4 sets of 20, and for like 3 days my calves were so sore. So they were definitely feeling it. My calves are just like so out of shape, I guess, from the ankle injury. So unfortunately, I do have some weak ankles, and that's from all of the injuries that I have. So I really have to be careful when I am working those areas, and then also do exercises to help strengthen my ankles as much as possible, which some people say it's not possible to strengthen your ankles, but I have hope that there is. I did recently get a new tool as well. I'm gonna be making a video about it, and that has helped a lot with any knee pain that I've experienced. So for a while, I was feeling like my knee was like just so stuck when I was trying to squat, or even do like some yoga stretches and those sorts of things. Like I couldn't do things that other people could, and that was really discouraging. And despite all of the things that I was doing, the stretching and all of that, it's like the only time that I would feel relief would be after my massages. But now I have something that's helping me at home, so I'm looking forward to sharing that video with you guys. Excuse me, I just ate a little bit ago. So yeah, back to week 9. It wasn't my most successful week ever. The mental part of things, like when I woke up, initially I was like, I felt good, but I am like on a mental roller coaster after I have those foods. Like it really messes with me. So initially waking up, I'm like, oh, okay, feel pretty good. Let me go ahead and take my measurements. I made some pretty good progress. Like I was proud of what I did. And then within a couple hours, I am like, oh my gosh, I don't like the way I look. I feel like I should have progressed more by now. And I did something that I don't usually do, and I totally preach about not doing it. I started to compare myself to others. And if you watched any of my other videos, I always talk about don't compare yourself to anybody else, because everybody has a different body type. Their bodies respond in different ways to different foods. And the trick is finding out what works for you, because what may work for some of my friends doesn't work for other of my friends. Like, your body has its own science, so you have to figure out what works for you. So I found in brief moments, I was comparing myself to others, and now I also don't know their whole story. I don't know how hard they train, or what they're eating, or what their history is like. I don't know where they've been. I don't know how far they've come. So really, don't compare yourself to other people. I did have to snap myself out of that, and I really don't think that you should compare yourself to anybody else. So I was disappointed in myself in those moments as well for even doing that. But you know, sometimes we tend to be so hard on ourselves. You just have to forgive yourself. Get past it, move on. Find a way to turn that negative energy into something positive. But again, those foods, they do that to my mind, and they make me see myself differently, even within just a couple hours. It was crazy. So think about the foods that you're eating and how they affect you. Different foods are gonna affect people in different ways. Just me, they do affect me mentally when I have some poor food choices, but I also don't want to deprive myself, and I don't want to feel like I'm punished and I can't have those things. So it's all about finding a balance. Again, my energy wasn't always the best during the week. I did find myself to be tired. I feel like I wasn't getting enough sleep, so that was part of it. And for your body to properly be able to repair and recover, you need to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. And I was just so busy during the week, I wasn't getting the normal amount of sleep that I get, which was making me more tired and more tired. So when it came to my day off, I slept for like 12, 14 hours, something like that. I slept for a long time, which my body needed. But, and I really enjoy sleeping. Like, my mom was really late with me. I've always loved to sleep in. Just what I like to do. So, when I don't get sleep, I'm not a happy person. And I'm someone who needs easily like 8 to 10 hours of sleep to function properly. I just wasn't getting the right amount of sleep this week. And it's kind of like a domino effect. Like each day, it was like cutting more off the hours of sleep that I would have usually had in a week. So that was affecting me. But that's where the positive side of those treats came in, because when I did make it to the gym after that, and I got through that initial starting, like I was feeling really strong. I hit another personal record for my legs. So that is just really exciting for me. And I feel like I'm kind of stuck in a certain area as far as my back strength, and we're really trying to work on an unassisted pull-up. So that's one of my huge goals. And I don't know, that's another point where I was like feeling a little bit discouraged, and I'm like, I feel like I should be further along. But I have to remind myself that it's not something that's easy. I also it's not something that, I don't know, maybe in like elementary school I was able to do it, or maybe middle school. It's been a long time. So I have made a lot of progress, and that is really good, and I'm just gonna keep working towards it. When you do have those moments that you feel like you're plateauing, or you're not doing as well as you should, it's a good time to reflect on everything that you've done so far. And I'm a big advocate of research. Like whenever I'm wanting to get better at something, I research and I see what ways I can improve. So I look at different techniques, different styles of lifting, what other people say, different experiences, kind of take it all in, and then, you know, test it out. But when you test it out, you have to give it the appropriate amount of time. So sometimes I'm just really impatient though. I can be a very impatient person. So just another thing for me to work on. Water intake, not as good as I would have liked it to be. I think I definitely could have drank more water this week. I was just getting really distracted. When I get really busy, I tend to forget to eat and drink. So I also didn't stick to my eating schedule as well as I do, because I usually eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, which probably is part of what led me to have those cheats, because when I get really hungry, then that's when my mind gets way out there for, hey, what can I have to eat? What's gonna be quick? So this week, I really wanna focus on reining that all back in, as far as food, eating on time, as well as my water intake. I can really feel like I feel dehydrated in my skin from not drinking the proper amount of water. So that's that. Overall, I had pros and cons. It was just like a roller coaster of a week, but I made it through. There's always next week. I'm just gonna keep going. And I only have a few more weeks left of this challenge. And then I am already thinking about what I'm gonna do next to mix it up. So I will let you guys know when I find out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I love you guys. If there's any videos that you wanna request, please let me know below. If you have any questions, any concerns, please, again, let me know below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with all of your friends. Love you guys. Bye.